Hello everyone. Hari ini anda bersama dengan saya Norman Hakim. Today we're gonna talk about some stuff. Not too much, since this is gonna be my first video anyway. We're gonna talk about how I start my painting, how I start my artworks. You know. So yeah. Anyhow, a little bit of explanation about the series, I guess. The intention behind the video series is actually for me to record myself. And basically record my thought processes, and turn it into a video diary of some sort, a different way, a different form of visual diary, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, I'm I have another discipline. I do have another discipline yang I dah biasa pakai to jot down my thought processes. Tapi I figured this might be an interesting way to listen to myself again, so that I can go back word by word what exactly have I said. Sebab I'm the type that talks to myself a lot, so yeah, I need to really record myself when I talk to myself, and this is it. Okay, yeah. And pretty much, this is gonna be a series of video diaries, for me, to really reflect back and possibly trigger interesting ideas or something in the near future. Okay, but at the same time, I want to make it public, so that I don't know, maybe people might have opinions, people might have different ideas about the things that I might say, and it's that engagement is something that I'm looking forward to, but regardless, it is for a personal thing, uh, made available for public to see. Check it out, check my blabbers. Alright, so macam I kata tadi, I say a lot, right? Yeah, I do say it a lot. I ada another discipline that jots down my thought processes, my ideas and whatnot kan. So that's basically my writing discipline. The way I start my painting is by having writing essays, simply because it helps me see the bigger picture of the idea in written words, then I can go back to those words, I can go back to the essays, my writings, and then branch out the idea a lot more to maybe specific ideas or some even maybe a whole new different idea, so when I started writing, it was a few years back. It wasn't easy, of course. I didn't know how to write, I didn't know how to start. I sketched a lot more than I wrote. So yeah, let me show you how I started it. So to get the hang of it, awal-awal tu, I actually bought several mini notebooks macam ni, the ones that can fit in your back pocket or maybe like a small pouch or whatsoever. I actually have more, tapi ada lagi 4 buku tu terhilang. Yes, terhilang. I'm a very forgetful person. Okay, so there was this one time when I'm on the way back home daripada this event got dekat KL, and then on the MRT I was writing some stuff. I was actually going back. I was going through my notes again, about what the ideas that I got from my trip, and then I think along the way in the MRT to kind of slip out of my back pocket or something. I didn't realize it sampai rumah, and I'm like, where's my notebook? Where's my notebook? And then that's when I realized, like, oh damn, hilang dekat MRT. I was really sad because those 4 books are the very first that started my interest in writing. Okay, but regardless, I got another 4 straight away, and there you go, boom. It's not as good and informative like the first 4. Uh, oh man, yeah, very sentimental right now. But yeah, it is what it is. It happened. Time to move on kan. Anyhow, this is what I started it, or what I started off, to kickstart my writing discipline. Baby steps, right? Baby steps. Inside ada a lot more sketches. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, there you can see some writings and a lot of empty pages and whatsoever. And again, baby steps wasn't easy. Alright. And then after that, after I've gotten the hang of it, bila dah biasa tulis apa semua kan, gain a little bit more of a confidence to write more, that's when I started Let me show you my stacks. Yeah, my stacks, man. There you go. Boom. Actually ada banyak lagi. Seriously ada banyak lagi. It's like all the way back here somewhere. Oh, actually up here dalam one of the kotak up here. But this is the small ones, okay? These are the small collections, A5 series that I've done over the course of, for the past few years. It's not much, to be honest, compare macam past few years, it's not much. Tapi I think I'm very proud of myself because this discipline actually made it so much easier for me to digest my ideas, to reflect and reanalyze my ideas, and then just make sure that it's not as stupid as it sounds. So kadang-kadang, I feel like, when these ideas datang and I'm like, oh shit, like, whoa, idea, like, oh, I think this idea is so good. Then when I start to write it down, like, write it, delicious, yummy, very delicious, kan? And then I take a step back I take some steps back, do some stuff, and I come back to the writing, and I'm like, what the heck is all this? This doesn't make sense at all. This is so lame. This is so stupid, But a lot of cringe moments, when I read back my writings, a lot of cringe moments. Tapi again, it helps trigger new ideas, interesting new ideas. Yeah, I mean, you need to have a starting point. You definitely need to have a starting point, So, yeah, all these books are my starting point. They're not much, regardless. I do tend to sketch a lot more than I write in these stacks. Tapi as of recently, I think I made myself very proud when I started to write really long essays, like in this book, TNB, and very controversial right now. Shush. Anyway, so yeah, I have a small notebook. I'll show you what I do with it. Anyway, I'll show you. So as of recently, in this book, as you can see, I start to write really long essays. I start to really talk to myself in written forms, like macam okay, macam I write every single thing, like this is where I really write extensively, really long ones, all the keywords and whatnot, whatever that doesn't make sense, but I just write it down, and then yeah, and then sometimes when things doesn't make sense, I just cross it out, so yeah. Alright, poems from time to time as well, again and again and again. Feel good, plus one for effort, right? I'm not really that good at writing, but I try my best to do the best that I can. Plus one, right? Clap for me, yeah. Anyhow, so this is the small notebooks that I showed you guys just now. So I use this, I guna this method. Let's say I'm on the MRT, right? Very crowded. I mean, maybe slightly crowded, and crowded places, or somewhere very tied up, very sempit, right? And then I just take this book, like how Blue's Clues, they take the small notebook out, like, yeah, and then I start writing on it, like I wouldn't really rip it on the spot, like I'll just write it down there first, because it's so much easier since it's palm size, kan. I got this from MPH ke Popular ta? It's very cheap. It's like 5 ringgit for like one whole stack, and very cheap. Very very thin paper lah, but regardless, for writing, very nice. So this is for convenience when I'm in a very crowded place, or inconvenient place to just write things on my big book. So it's like I have options, made it very convenient. So yeah, pretty much that's how I start my most of my artworks anyway. I'll dive into my writings, my cringe writings, onto my next few videos, I guess, in the near future. In this series, it's definitely a thing. It will be a thing. I do intend to go back to my writings and talk about it a lot more, and then see how possibly triggers new ideas, like I said just now, man. So yeah, writing. Some people start with sketches, some people start straight on paint or do it sekian. Me personally, I start my process with writing. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's interesting, but that's just how I do it, right? I feel good doing it, and I will continuously do it, and I do hope that this video diary somewhat enforces the idea of writing ni. Sebab kadang writing ni dia macam it gives a different what do you call it, kesan or suara, or what, effect lah, kesan lah kan. It gives a different kesan sebab you're not verbally talking about it. Tapi and then there's times when I feel like if I'm verbally talking about my ideas, it feels great listening to myself talking about it, and then it make it it, it, sim- it makes the whole conversation, focusing on the conversation a lot more easier, I guess. So that's why I'm making this video diary series for my artworks anyway. So yeah, pretty much. Um, I think that's all for now, I guess. Thank you all for listening. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in, I guess, for those who did tune in. If you guys have anything you would like me to talk about in the next few videos, yeah, you guys can just let me know. I'll keep it in mind. Much more easier for me. So yeah, thank you everyone. I'll see you guys next time.